Paramidam Shanti, peace to you, peace to me. Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Peter and today I want to talk about, do you feel good about yourself? Remember James Brown? I feel good. Do you feel good about yourself? Very, very important question. If not, why not? Why not? Why don't you feel good about yourself? You should really look at yourself and see if you feel good about yourself or not, because it's a very important point. Even though it might sound frivolous, it's not. It's a really important point. You have unique energy that nobody else has. Nobody else has got the energy that you have, and that's a really, really important point for all of us to really comprehend, get into our psyche, because you have something to offer that someone else will not see. Your mother and father created your physical body, and you had a life force energy that came in. Some people call it soul or whatever it is. It came into your body, which also carried information. So you have these three individual entities creating information, and also the cells of perception all around your body as our cells are perceiving, same as our brain. That is the energy coming in. That is unique to you, and only you has that energy. Only you can have that unique perspective on the world. And we live in a society where that is completely drummed out of you. Drummed out of you. No, you can't be like that. You're not unique. I'm actually in the middle of writing a book at the moment, and I'm writing about my childhood, and I went to what is perceived as a very, very good school. And when I look back and reflect on all of that education that I had, it was all conditioning towards being part of this matrix, this world that we live in. And I personally felt that they were trying to drum out any uniqueness, any spark that I had of life. Get it out of you. Barker, doing it all wrong again, get out of the class. And this is terrible, because we have a unique perspective. It doesn't mean we have to be all the same. This is where a lot of people used to say to me, well, you just want peace and you want everyone to be the same. No, goodness me, no. Is to have variation in life is so important, and there are people going to be grating on you, and there's other people you're going to resonate with, and that's part of the negative and positive attractions of life. It's varied, it's different, spontaneous, it flows, and these conditioning people try to condition all of that out of you, and that starts to make you feel not so good about yourself, because you feel like you're not worthy. I'm not worthy? Why should I be worthy of anything? You feel like you're not worthy. You feel like you can't contribute anything, so you feel low and depressed, down, out. Oh my goodness, it's just awful what's happened. And part of it is, I feel, conspiracy, and part of it is just how we've allowed it to roll out, acquiescence. So there's two major factors here. And if you look at the battle of the controlling forces who are trying to control the world and the people who've tried to stop them for hundreds of years now, it is a tussle. But more and more people are backing off, going to sleep and not doing anything about it, or being forced out, like my friend Ollie Johansson, Professor Ollie Johansson, who was at the Carolina Institute. And he was a real big proponent of trying to stop EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies, coming into human life, because they're detrimental, dangerous to our health. They're a possible carcinogen. If it had gone any further with the research in the Bioinitiative report of 2012, it would be a probable, if not definite, carcinogen, i.e. it causes cancer. And I saw his battle and tried to take some of that on. He actually wanted to write a paper with me, but I didn't find the time, stupidly for me. But he kept on publishing these papers on this, and it was incredible to see how much he was silenced, but how much he still felt good about himself, even though he was losing everything, because he felt he was giving the truth to people, value to people, information to people. I've just done the same thing around the corner. They're trying to put 5G masks around the corner, and it's on one of those, I think that next door website you go on. Anyway, it flashes up every now and again for me to comment on it, and usually things just come into my domain when I'm needed, as it were. So it just happened. So I saw this 5G that's going to go up just around, it's a little way from us, but it is in the neighbourhood. And I just wrote down, because someone said the conspiracy nuts, you know, and I wrote back about the bioinitiative report and the 70% of research done on EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies, detrimental to human health. 30% of it isn't, which is why they say it's not conclusive evidence, but most of it is bad. Most of it is bad, and yet part of that 30% is funded by the telecommunications industry. So if they get the wrong answer, they're going to kick it out. So you got that going on as well. So you can see all of that in the bioinitiative report. And I just wrote back and said, don't give me this CIA contrived word conspiracy theorist if you're wanting to reply to this in a detrimental way. Just do your research. And no one's actually come back to me, and a few people have actually commented underneath, said, goodness me, these are not only an eyesore, they're dangerous as well. Yes, thank you. That made me feel good about myself. I was actually sharing information and helping people see what the truth is. This stuff is terrible. 5G is really going to be horrendous. I personally feel that it had something to do with what happened in China when all this started to break out and people were collapsing in the street. I think that was turning the 5G on. Who knows? You know, you can't really go too deep into that because there's so much smoke and mirrors. So much smoke and mirrors going on at the moment. It is absolutely incredible. And that makes you feel bad about yourself because you think, oh, well, I can't get to the truth. That's why it's so important to do the journey inside and become balanced, like the yin and yang. Look, yin and yang. Put it there today. The yin and yang sign, being balanced. So you have female, if you're female, but you have male essence in you. If you're male, you have female essence in you. So you find the balance, the middle way, the path, so that you can actually discern what is going on. Discernment is so important. You look at it and you can make a decision on facts and the truth, not what comes out of the media. The media, apparently it's a Greek goddess, media, of illusion and lies. And we take our news from the media. News. What does that mean? News, the word news as well. It's new. It's news. New news. Doesn't mean it's true. It just means it's new. This is something new is springing on you. Does that make you feel good about yourself? I don't think I've met anybody who watches the news regularly say they feel good. let alone about themselves. Do they feel good? No, we've been broken down, absolutely broken down with our morals, our moral standings, our psyche, and our unique energy that we have. Unique energy, everybody has it. And even if you don't like somebody's unique energy, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can still cooperate. You don't have to be friends. You can still cooperate with each other to get to a common good. We call it hong-ik in the practice that I teach, hong-ik, which means good for me, good for you. It's like a common good for everybody. And it doesn't mean that I go and take here, take there, which is what our society seems to do, and it puts us into this fake paradigm of survival of the fittest and all this garbage that came out. Where Darwin actually put in his book, if you read his book, you'll see that he said this is a theory. And I'm not necessarily going along with this theory, but this is a theory. So the people who wanted to take what they wanted out of it said, well, look at this, it's survival of the fittest, so we have to do our damnedest to get up to the top of it and beat all the others. And they've done that, created monopolies on virtually everything. Everything goes to about 6 corporations. This is getting very common knowledge now. Very common knowledge, not conspiracy theory. Very common knowledge. Everything's starting to weed towards 6 major corporations. And the media is controlled. About 95% of the media is now controlled, is a strong word, influenced. Very heavily influenced. Otherwise you'll get bought out and kicked out if you don't follow along with the meme. So, feeling good about yourself, do something good. Like I did, share information. I used to go and teach Qigong in the elderly community centres. They've all been shut down now, so I'm keeping that going on the internet. and hopefully it's reaching people so that they can learn Qigong and learn how to come more inside with themselves rather than pushing themselves out all the time. Come inside, and there you find the peace and tranquility you need, and then you will start to feel good about yourself. You'll start to realize that you're amazing. You can sense energy, your perceptions can get bigger, your understandings or your comprehension of this world gets better. You realize that this is just a temporary vehicle. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. Very, very, very important way to see things, because it is the way. And you realise, you go, so these jokers are doing this to us, so what can I do? Well, become healthy. The best thing, once you start to move towards being healthy, you'll feel great about yourself. And I really want that for everybody, because I'm seeing so many sick people at the moment, and it's not right. And a lot of it is to do with either inactivity or the garbage that they're putting their body through, i.e. too much electromagnetic frequencies or too much bad food, processed food. All of that is just not good. It's not good at all. So really, to feel good about yourself, look after your body and you will feel much better. Think, well, every day I exercise now, quite hard, and I feel really good about it. So thank you for watching the video anyway, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget, feel good about yourself. Sarang Hamida.